Hello, welcome back to Composition 2. Today, we'll continue considering Unit 1 of your textbook, and this is the third lecture of this chapter, Chapter 1, concerning languages and learning. Today, we will introduce the essay. The things we will cover in the essay are, we will learn that an essay expresses an idea or opinion. In an essay, you can also analyze, you can explain, you can describe something or someone. In an essay, you can also show the relationship between two or more things, and you can solve problems in an essay. Or you can include all of the above in one essay. Now, this large composition called an essay is one of the important things a student in a university should learn how to do. Hopefully, by the end of this chapter, you will have a good idea as to how an essay looks like, and you have gone through the experience of writing one. Okay? There are many kinds of essays, of course. However, we will focus on something called the academic essay. Okay? There are many kinds, many types of essays, but in this chapter, we will focus on what is called the academic essay. That means you write something about something, you write an essay about something academic. Something about learning, something about teaching, something about research, that kind of thing, of and relating to academic work. So, an academic essay usually contains 4 parts. Now, these 4 parts are something you have to keep in mind always. First one is an introductory paragraph. So, at the beginning, you are going to have to write an introductory paragraph. Now, what an introductory paragraph includes is some ideas that will make the reader interested in what you are going to write in this essay. So it's kind of introduction for the reader and trying to tell him that this essay, this piece of writing is interesting and important. Continue reading. Don't give up. Now, also included in an essay is a thesis or main idea statements. So what does that mean, a thesis or main idea? Basically, thesis and main idea statements mean almost the same thing, but what you want to do is at the beginning of your essay, you have to include, state specifically, or in a clear manner. You don't have to state it specifically, but state it clear enough for the reader to say, for him or her to say, aha, this is the main idea of this whole essay. This is the thesis of this whole essay. Right. After that, you start writing the body paragraph or paragraphs. Could be more than one. So these are the details that support your main idea. Okay, so the body paragraph or paragraphs are the details, the explanations, the arguments you present in order to support your main idea. Okay, and then finally a concluding paragraph. In this concluding paragraph, people usually summarize what they've written and kind of state their conclusion as to regarding their thesis, their thesis or their main idea. And they probably would suggest some further thoughts and further questions for the reader to think about and probably research on his own or investigate on his own. So those are basically the main 4 parts of an academic essay as they are in your textbook. Of course, this will not help you unless you see this, you actually see this in a written form, so you can tell which one is which, and how an introductory paragraph looks like, and how a thesis or main idea statement look like, and that kind of thing. So hopefully after that you would have your books ready. Get your books and go to exercise 2 and 3. That's what we're going to do on page 15. So please have your books ready, and right. And as you can see, right here, let me just press that. Right, so what we see here is that in this exercise now is on page 15, you're supposed to analyze an academic essay. Okay, fair enough. With a partner, read the following student essay, then identify and label these parts. Now, the parts the exercise wants you to label are the 4 main parts we just talked about, and they are the introductory paragraph and the thesis statement or main idea and the body paragraphs, words and phrases that connect the ideas. Of course, we didn't mention this, but it's kind of something we'll pick up, and the concluding paragraph. All of these 5 are the things that we want to look for once we consider the student essay that we'll look at right now. Now, let me just prepare this for you so we could read this together. Okay. And close that. Okay. Now, let's read this student essay together as quickly as possible. Let me just zoom in a little bit for some of you who don't have a book handy at this time, at this moment. Okay. Now, the student essay is titled "The Benefits of Online Language Learning." So the writer is going to talk about the benefits of online language learning. Remember that this chapter is about language learning in general. So in today's global environment, okay, in today's global environment, knowing a foreign language is increasingly important. The ability to speak a foreign language with clarity and fluency is invaluable for business, education, and when working, living, or traveling in another country. Most foreign language teaching occurs in a classroom with an instructor, textbooks, and several students. In my opinion, however, one of the best ways to learn a foreign language is a self self-study is a self-study online course. Online language learning is a good way to learn a second language because it's convenient, it's individualized, and it takes place in a low stress environment. Now, I would say that right. I would say that from here to here is your thesis or main idea. Okay? And of course, this is the intro paragraph. Okay, this one here, all of this is the intro paragraph. It's the introductory paragraph. And from here to here, this is where your main idea is at. Now, anything after the main idea, anything that comes after the main idea is supposed to serve the main idea. It has to give us details regarding the main idea. Okay? So let's just take a look at that for a moment. So let's read on and see how much detail we can get. Classroom learning is not practical for many people due to time and cost constraints. In addition, taking time away from work or other responsibilities to attend language courses at an institution is difficult for many people. With a self-study online course, students can take lessons at home or in the office whenever they want. All they need is a computer and an internet connection. For example, a busy executive can take a language lesson during her lunch hour. A parent with small children can study online at night. In addition, because the student doesn't have to drive anywhere, online learning saves money. Right. Right. A benefit of online language learning is it's individualized. A benefit of online language learning is that it's individualized. Many online language courses have pre-tests that assess each student's level. Online language programs can also collect information about the student's learning style and need for studying the foreign language so that the material can be adapted to the student's actual situation. In a classroom, there are many students, each with different proficiency levels, different learning styles, and different needs for speaking a foreign language. Furthermore, because online material is not as static as it is in a textbook, it can be constantly updated and refreshed. This makes the learning experience more interesting and relevant for the student. Now, notice that the writer is giving us details and trying to convince us as readers that online language courses are beneficial, are good, and he is giving us the reasons why he thinks this is so. We continue to read the concluding paragraph. Okay, let me just freeze that for you. All right, let me just take my fingers out here and freeze. Okay. Finally, with online learning, notice there's this finally. With online learning, the learning takes place in a low-stress environment, a private setting with no one else around. This is very important because many students have shown that stress and anxiety inhibit perception, performance, and retention of linguistic material. In a classroom with several other students, all at different levels and with different needs, students may feel inhibited and fearful of making a mistake. They may be afraid to try making new sounds or expressing their thoughts in the new language. In addition, an atmosphere of competition that exists in many classrooms can be deadly for some students. In fact, the fear of making mistakes or seeming foolish or childlike in front of others inhibits many people from succeeding in foreign language courses. Online learning solves all of these problems alone with a computer, a good online language course, and a microphone. Many students can make tremendous progress without the fear of appearing foolish in front of others. The benefits, this is your concluding. Of course, up to now, these were the body paragraphs. Now, up to now, here we have our concluding paragraph. Okay, all of this is concluding. Okay, this is our concluding paragraph. The benefits of online self-study courses are that they are low cost, people can do them at any time, and they can do them alone in the privacy of their own home or office. This has benefits. This last benefit is especially important in that many people feel less inhibited about acquiring and practicing language skills when they are alone. In addition, class size at many institutions limits the opportunities for foreign language students to get adequate individual attention. These are just a few of the reasons that an online course is a good way for many people to learn a foreign language. Now, of course, you know you are people in the same situation because you are studying online through this program, and so you should probably have a view as to what this person is saying in his or her essay. Okay, we have looked at the introductory paragraph, the body paragraphs, and finally the concluding paragraph at the end. We've been able to locate or identify the main idea or the thesis of this essay, but we were left out with one thing that we haven't looked at yet. We'll go back and look for it again, and in the body of this right. in the body of this wait a second. Right. Right, sorry about that. Yeah, I was saying that we've looked at the main parts of the paragraph, but there was one thing in the exercise that we haven't looked at, and that is the words and phrases that connect ideas. Okay, the words and phrases that connect ideas. These words and phrases were not the main topic, but it won't hurt to take a look at some of them. Some words and phrases that connect ideas are something like words like in addition. Okay, so this phrase would connect this idea, the coming idea, with the previous idea. So it kind of connects the idea, the two ideas together. Another well, it seems that I can't locate any other ones at the moment. So we're just going to have to leave it at that. You have in addition again here, but if you like, you can do this on your own and tell me what you think regarding these connectors. Another one I can identify real quick is for example, which kind of gives us another. It kind of connects ideas together as well for exemplifying our points. Right. All right, we'll just stop it at there. And go to the next exercise. Okay, and the exercise we want to go to is exercise number 3, page 15. Sorry, it should have been page 17. Okay. Okay, this is the exercise on page 17. I apologize for the error in the slide here. It's just autofocus. Right. So here we were supposed to analyze an academic essay by answering these questions about the essay we've just read together. Now, the first question was, what is the main idea of the essay? Well, the main idea, as we saw in the first paragraph, would read, online language learning is a good way to learn a second language. So, language learning. Okay, so online, sorry about that. Online language learning is a good way to learn a second language. So that was basically the main idea, I think. And if you look at question number 2, what is the writer's purpose in writing this essay? Check all of the choices that are correct. Now, what you're supposed to do here is consider these choices the book has offered to you and try to think for a moment if they apply or they don't. So let's just go through them real quick and see if they do. So the writer wrote this essay to analyze someone or something. So what do you think? Was it something or someone? If you feel that the writer has analyzed someone or something in this essay, you should write a tick here. You should place a tick here. If not, you should not place anything. Just leave it blank. The second the purpose suggested here is to explain someone or something. Okay? Number 3, to describe someone or something. Was it here describing someone or something? Of course, we don't use here. It was never about a someone. Okay, let's just cross someone out here because it never had to do with a someone. It had to do with a something. That was online learning. Okay, so to analyze something, to explain something, or to describe something, or to state an opinion and support it, to show a relationship between two or more things, or to solve a problem, or other, or a combination of the above. So what do you think? What do you think? So honestly, do you think that the writer was analyzing something and that was online learning? Do you think he was analyzing it? I personally don't think so. You might, if you like, think so, but I personally don't feel that he was analyzing online learning or giving an analysis about online learning. Was he explaining online learning? To a point, he was. But I don't think the essay was dedicated to explaining what online learning is. So I don't think he was explaining. To describe something, yes, he kind of described how online learning works, but then again, I don't know. But here, to state an opinion and support it, I think, is our best bet, because his opinion was that online language learning is a good thing, and he gave all of the arguments that support that opinion. This was his opinion or her opinion. To show a relationship between two or more things, I don't think that applies. To solve a problem, I don't think he actually proposed or posed a problem. And could it be a combination of the above? If you want to think of it that way, it could be, but I personally don't. Right. Okay. Back to our book here. as you can see, it's page 17. Page 17 here. It's not page 15. Let me just fix that a little bit. Right. So, are there connecting words and phrases within and between paragraphs? If so, what are they? Well, we saw a few, and if I can remember correctly, they were something like in addition, right? Kind of forgot. Another one was furthermore. And for example, etc. The last question was, is the essay easy to understand? Why or why not? That's something, of course, for you to consider and answer. Was it easy? Was it not? I would say it was probably average, not very easy, but then again, not very difficult. If you had focused and paid attention a little bit, you would probably have a good understanding of what the essay was aiming for. Now, let's go to our last slide here, right? And that is task 2, and that's where you are supposed to do exercise number 4 on page 18 as homework. Now, remember to post your response on the course forum, and please do not send it as email. We're going to repeat this message every time we give you a task. So please post your responses on the course forum and not send it an email. Try to do this as best as you can. Now, it is going to ask you to write an essay. True. And you probably will find this task is very difficult. Give it your best shot. Focus. Try to produce a good piece of writing as best as you can. Okay? Don't worry about length. It doesn't have to be as long as the essay in your textbook. It could be much shorter. So let's say around 200 to 250 words, if you like. From 300, let's say 300 to from 250 to 300 words. That would be a very sufficient essay to start with. Okay, and of course, if you read the question on exercise number 4, it gives you clear details as to what to do. All right, we will stop here. Go to the next lecture. Thank you. Bye bye.